you already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the disclaimer that this is indeed a spoiler video. So if you do not want to be spoiled for the next week's episode of Married to Medicine, go ahead and I don't know what you're gonna do, okay? Because you're here now. So you might as well tap in, tune in, and get turned on to what's about to happen. And I'm gonna tell y'all something about Married to Medicine's next episode. This is all within the first 10 minutes. Okay. There's a lot that goes down within the first 10 minutes that I was kind of shocked by. You guys can find this preview on YouTube. The sneak peek is called Toya Wonders What Quad Did to Get a Rolls Royce. I mean, that right there in and of itself is just part of the shade down that's about to happen in this preview. So we are going to talk about it because that's what we like to do. So it kind of starts off, with a little light. You have Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, and you have Cecil in the back. Of course, there is no Curtis around. Curtis must just be out of the country all the time. I mean, I don't really know what he does for a living, to be honest with you, but it just felt like he never be there. So anyway, you got them driving over to Dr. Heavenly's house. So what's going on at Dr. Heavenly's house is she's having a celebration for her son, okay? He is going into the dental field, so she wants to celebrate him, and they will be celebrating at the lake house. And I know that you guys remember them purchasing the lake house maybe a season or two ago. I remember the show kind of walking us through that process, which I thought was pretty dope. So, they have some banter about some things. And, Dr. Simone asked Dr. Jackie, how is the planning going for the Med Gala? Because, they only have a week. Okay. Why wasn't this being planned and talked about like weeks ago? I have no idea. But anyway, here we are. And, Dr. Jackie is, she's throwing a little shade herself. She's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm having a little bit of issues with Phaedra because I'm trying to reach out to her and she's not returning my text messages. And then when I do talk to her, she's just giving me a whole bunch of, yeah, child, yeah. So they both get to kind of mocking Phaedra and how she does the child, well, child, Then Dr. Jackie lets us know that since Phaedra is seemingly dropping the ball, she's had to rope in Dr. Heavenly to help assist her with getting, people involved, like her entire Rolodex of people, right? So they show a flashback of 3 days ago, Dr. Jackie asking Dr. Heavenly to help her. And then the day before, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly obviously getting that much needed assist for the Med Gala, right? So in a separate vehicle, we see Quad, Phaedra, and Quad's man King headed over to Dr. Heavenly's. Now, everybody's invited to Dr. Heavenly's, obviously, except for the outsiders, we're going to call them. And that would be Letitia, Dr. G, as well as Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. So, they aren't featured in any of this as we're going. Makes sense because Dr. Heavenly is pretty much beefing with the two of them. So, if you're beefing with people, why would you invite them to your home? So anyway, so you will see here that, they're talking about money trees and just stuff like that and the nice houses as they're driving through. And Quad tells Phaedra, hey girl, listen, what's going on with you and the Med Gala? Because I'm hearing that you are just talking a bunch of ish and ain't doing spit. Okay, that's what the girls are saying. right? So as she's getting this update, Phaedra in her confessional says this. We all know, and this is again, I'm gonna put let me just be clear, Casper. Let me be clear about the allegedness of it all. There's really nothing alleged, but she's basically claiming that we all know that Dr. Jackie is doing this Med Gala to clean up the mess she made from last year. Basically, she is referring to when Dr. Jackie said what she said on Dr. Heavenly's live. I can't remember how long ago it was. And the internet caught wind of it this past December, and they went in on her. Dr. Jackie, then I felt like she responded in a way that lacked, I think, the depth of emotion that I felt like people would have preferred, because it felt for a lot of people like she was reading from the cue cards or a teleprompter versus simply just speaking like, "Hey, listen, I have offended some people, and for that I apologize. Here's what I was really trying to the point that I was really trying to make, and it did not come across well, and I admit that. I apologize. I am here for you, at your service, to help, with your maternal needs. That is my intent. That is my goal. That is always my goal. It is never to offend." That's, something like, I mean, I honestly felt like that situation could have been wrapped up, like, and cleared up with a proper explanation and a proper dialogue, even if it was with another medical professional, to say simply, "I'm sorry, that was not my goal, but I understand that it happened. And so let's move forward from here. I promise to do my best work," something like that. Anyway, the clip here is from the reunion where Andy is asking Dr. Jackie about it. I don't remember them spending too much time on this at the reunion, to be quite honest with you. But again, I often think of things like, turn the lemons into lemonade. Make this season really about you addressing that issue head on, and then what you're doing about it to make sure that you make a difference. We all know that Dr. Jackie does a lot of work with this field. We know that. But at the end of the day, I just think it's about just showing face in a way that is genuine, authentic, and transparent. So as Phaedra is shading her down, she also says, "Listen, you know, I will help you clean up your mess, but don't throw me under the bus while I'm sweeping." Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, this is probably the shadiest that we've gotten from Phaedra all season. This is veering into the traders level shade that we were probably all looking for from Phaedra from the get-go. And it feels like what has happened is she needed to be backed into a corner in order for Phaedra Parks to show up. Okay. But I need for Phaedra to show up in the scene. And I think that's what they're all also waiting for as well. And Dr. Heavenly's gonna give her that moment to do so when she shades her to her face. Hold on, let's get to it. Now, we arrive at Dr. Heavenly's. I don't know if it's her son's lake house or it's their house. I think maybe they co-own it together. I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you. The lake house is nice. We do learn that I think Zachary has a boat. And I'm like, yes, all for all the things. I'm here for the wealth and the luxury of it all. And the men are there, and everybody is so shocked that Quad brought her man, and they leave the men downstairs. Let me just address the men first, because Dr. Damon kind of takes the lead in a discussion about how things kind of go in the group for the men. And Dr. Eugene and Cecil are like exchanging glances as Dr. Damon is sort of describing how the men stay out of the women's, chaos, and describing how things will come up again and again and again in this group. And they're both exchanging looks like, you involved in some of this. Anyway, back upstairs though, and it's funny that these two conversations are happening upstairs on one deck and downstairs on one deck. On the upstairs deck, the ladies are fixing their plates, And Toya's like, Quad, what you do to get a Rolls Royce? You ain't got no babies, you ain't got no ring. I mean, what's the tea, girl? And so Quad is shocked. She's like, I mean, I get a car because I get a car because I'm me, baby. And Dr. Simone is like, she must be giving some good old sloppy tower. And Dr. Heaven is like, we all know what Quad did to get that Rolls Royce. Listen, I mean, favor ain't fair, I suppose. To be honest with you, some people gonna be blessed with a Rolls Royce and some people not. I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that Quad was not ready for that shade. But here is where the rest of the shade comes in at. Toya turns to Phaedra and says, "You and Dr. Contessa and Sweet Tea are not allowed to plan any more trips because there was no resolve on your trip." Okay. And then she turns to Dr. Heavenly and addresses Dr. Heavenly and is like, "Listen, you owe an apology for the Yo Mama comment. Okay. You need to make some changes and you need to stop doing the things that you are doing and saying." And Dr. Heavenly is like, listen, I think she said something about maybe she will apologize. I don't know. But, in terms of completely changing, Dr. Heavenly's like, listen, I ain't going to make no promises that I can't keep like Phaedra. This is all we get from Phaedra in the scene. Okay. At some point, Phaedra, I'm going to need you to tilt your wig a bit and get with it. Okay. I'm gonna need you to tilt your wig just a little bit and get with it. Cause I know you got something in the arsenal, okay, that you can toss back at somebody in real time. Cause it ain't no fun just watching a confessional gangster. It's more fun when you engaged in the moment. And to be fair, we don't know where this moment goes because this is the end of the scene. But it is so much within that first 10 minutes that I'm actually really, really excited about this next episode. So y'all let me know. I will put the link in the description for the actual YouTube video that you guys can actually watch this on. It's gonna be a good episode from what I can see. So I'm ready for it. Next week can't come soon enough for me. Let me know again what you guys think. When is Phaedra going to show up in the scene? Or do you think she ever really will? I'm looking forward to what we have coming up. So with that being said, y'all, listen, make sure you guys tap into the channel. New video just dropped on my travel channel as well. It is an Osaka room tour. Make sure you guys check that out. The link is in the community tab. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.